Not sure how to start studying for your next math exam and your ADHD brain isn't helping? Don't worry. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do, how to get organized, what to focus on, how to take notes, and more. For the best research and practical advice that you can use in and outside of school to improve in life, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to get notified every time I post a new video. My name is Seppi and I'm the founder of Helix Academy. I have created simple but effective methods that have helped me take my ADHD under control and land a physics degree. So I've been teaching these methods to all of my students who have ADHD, ADD, or just have focus problems in general, and it's helped them turn their F's into A's. So it's your turn and I'm here to share these tips and methods with you, so hopefully you find it useful. Make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video because in the end I will share a bonus tip on how to supercharge your focus. Stay tuned. Have you ever tried studying a lot for an exam and you feel like you understand everything, but when you go to write a test, you just black out and you can't remember anything? Or sometimes when you leave things for the last minute and you try to cram through stuff, you just lose focus and give up? I know the feeling. I have been there, and I'm here to tell you exactly how to fix that by staying organized and make sure you can access your memory easier. Staying organized and starting 2 to 3 weeks before your exam starts could make a huge difference. You also want to make sure you believe that you can do well, and if you put the effort, you will get the result. And also you want to make sure you are in a very good and happy, positive environment and mindset first. Now let's understand how to get organized. First, you need a fresh new stack of paper or a brand new notebook, and then you want to divide that into the number of chapters that you have. For example, if your math textbook includes 4 chapters, you want to divide it into 4 different sections dedicated to each chapter. Then for each chapter, you want to write down the outline, so the sections that your teacher has covered in class. They usually give you a sheet including the outline in the beginning of the course, so make sure you have that, or if you don't have it, ask your teacher to provide you with a copy and write those down. Next, you want to make sure you have a small little notebook by your side. Every time you get a new idea or you remember to do something, I want you to write that down in there so you make sure you don't get distracted. Next, you want to always have highlighters and sticky notes or colored pens by your side. We will get back to this on part 3. Number 2, how to study. If you're the type of person who doesn't do well under pressure, then I want you to start with the hardest chapter that you have, maybe the worst test that you've done. Start from there and move your way to the easier chapters. But if you're a person who does well under pressure, then you want to start from the easier chapter because it will help you build up your confidence as you go. For example, let's say in any case, you're going to start with chapter 3. This is how you will start your studying. You will go through all of the class notes and examples that you've done in class. Then I want you to start going through the textbook material that you have been assigned. And then I want you to start watching a Khan Academy video on every section of that chapter. And you want to pay close attention to all of the examples that they're doing. And I want you to write down the most important ones in your notes. We will come back on how to take notes in the next part, but for now, make sure you check out Khan Academy. I love their YouTube channel. Seriously, they have every single math subject covered. I will post a link in the description below on how to find them as well. And guys, this is so important. Make sure you take breaks while you're studying. Don't overwhelm yourself. And the reason I say this, there's been a lot of research done on this, and the one that I specifically looked into was in the University of Illinois that was done in 2011. They noticed that our learning curve kind of starts damping after 50 minutes. So what I do at my center is that I set up a timer for all of my students when they start studying for 50 minutes, and I have them take a short break of 7 to 10 minutes, and then they go back to studying again. This is so important, so make sure you pay attention to that. Number 3, taking notes. Our brains are just as capable in learning as any other brain. So don't let that be an excuse for you. We just need to make sure we can access our memory correctly and more effectively. And the way to do that is to take proper notes. A normal brain actually has a forgetting curve that looks like this. They actually lose 30% of the information they learn if they don't use the material within a day, and they will lose 90% of it within a month. So you can just imagine what we would be dealing with and how much more attention we need to be paying in terms of improving our memory. This is how you would be taking notes for your next math exam, and the way we're organizing it is the way that we can access it later when we want to review the material. So what you want to do, if you picked chapter 3, you're going to have your outline. Then you write down the formula as you're watching Khan Academy. Then you write down your Khan Academy example with solution. Then you move back to your textbook exercises when you're solving questions. Make sure you indicate the question tags. Where is the question from? What page is it on? And the date when you did the question. As you're solving the questions, I want you to highlight on your notes. I want you to label the questions you're stuck on with red. Then I want you to label the really good questions that might show up on exams yellow. And then I want you to label all the equations and formulas with green. You can use this later if you want to make a cheat sheet. Now this is so important, maybe even more important than studying itself. When you finish studying today, I want you to do this the day after. When you wake up in the morning, when you've had your breakfast, I want you to grab your notes and just go through the questions and glance over them. Just kind of walk yourself step by step and make sure you remember everything. And this will be the difference between a person who gets an A and an A+. Number 4, teach it. If you can explain it, you understand it. This method is called the Feynman Method, and it's worked on 100% of my students. I make them teach me a lesson if they struggle with a subject. I have them study it, do the examples, and come teach it to me. Now, you could do this as you're explaining it to yourself. You could talk to yourself in the mirror, or do whatever you have to do to make sure you can explain the lesson in your own words. Part 5, review. If you followed all of these steps, then you would have a package for every chapter which is organized and highlighted. So you know exactly what you need to study and you know what you're exactly having problems with. The first thing I want you to do is to turn those red questions you highlighted into yellow. So you can ask your teacher, you can ask your friends or a tutor to help you with those questions. Then if you're short on time, you want to go through all the yellow questions and do them again and glance over the formulas if you're not allowed a cheat sheet on an exam. Now here's my bonus tip. Your brain uses 20% of your energy. Therefore, what you eat to get energy, which is your nutrition, is so vital for your focus and for your success. I will be making more videos on this, but for now, if you feel like you're having problem focusing, make sure you pay attention to your diet and your health in general. I have actually created a step-by-step checklist that you could check as you go through your exam review, which you can download in the description below. If you're not able to download it, make sure you give me your email address either through YouTube in the comments or on Instagram. My username is down here, and I will be sure to send you that file. It's super helpful, so make sure you download that. And let's be honest, this is great advice and it works, but life happens. Sometimes we're watching this video while we're panicking for an exam coming up in a day or two. So on my next video, I will be telling you how to effectively pull an all-nighter for a math test. So if you're excited, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button to make sure you get notified when I post my next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.